Fluttershy stared into the mirror. It kind of looked okay. It didn't look too bad. Did it? Someone banged on the door.
Hey, Flutterbutt! Why is the door locked?
She cringed. Rainbow Dash wasn't exactly concerned with fashion or her appearance. She frequently came to class with her hair mussed from a quick flying practice she had squeezed in before school. Sometimes she and Gilda, the new transfer student, even disappeared at lunch to sneak out and practice really dangerous tricks that would make the teachers yell if they knew.
Hey, Fluttershy? Are you okay in there?
Rainbow Dash hadn't been there. She hadn't seen what happened. Fluttershy had seen her roommate. She hadn't done anything to help. Would Rainbow Dash have stepped in? She had been so different since Gilda arrived. Like being cool was the only thing worth caring about anymore. The filly who had defended Fluttershy against bullies was fading into a mare destined for the spotlight. Fluttershy hated the spotlight. She would much rather fade into the background. She definitely wasn't cool. Now more than ever.
Alright, I'm gonna count to 3. If you don't open this door, I'm gonna book it down. You listening in there? 1, 2, 2.5. I'll do it. I'll totally buzz the door down. 2 3/4. 3.
Fluttershy didn't look up as legs that could buck a thunderbolt from a storm cloud slammed open her bathroom door. Rainbow Dash strode in, wings fluffled belligerently.
Alright, now why the heck are you...
She caught sight of Fluttershy sitting on the floor.
locked in here? Oh man, Fluttershy, what did you do? Does it look okay?
She turned to see Rainbow Dash's dismayed expression. Her cheeks flamed. She dropped her head onto her chest, but she couldn't hide behind a curtain of hair like she usually did.
It looks bad. I knew it would look bad, but it was the best I could do. You cut off your mane and your tail! Uh-huh. But why?
Fluttershy looked at the scissors. She supposed unicorns could use them more accurately. Magic made everything fiddly a lot easier. They wouldn't have been crying so much that they cut off a jagged chunk and then had to keep cutting and cutting, trying to make it even, until there was practically nothing left.
Fluttershy!
Rainbow Dash advanced on her. When Fluttershy recoiled, she seemed to realize how aggressive she seemed. Rainbow Dash stopped and said at a lower decibel.
Your roommate came in and found me. She said you were crying and you'd locked yourself in. What happened?
Fluttershy sniffled.
Promise me you won't go and deal with it. You'll get in trouble.
Rainbow Dash's eyes narrowed.
Did Comet and Snowflake pick on you again?
Fluttershy closed her eyes. Just hearing their names brought the two colts' faces to mind. Their derisive laughter echoed in her skull like she was standing inside a giant bell.
They put gum in my mane and tail. Seriously?
She nodded, remembering how she had opened her locker only to have dozens of freshly chewed gum splots slide off the cling film they had rigged inside the door.
And birdseed. What? It was a message. They must have seen me going down to feed the animals and birds.
She often descended to the outskirts of Ponyville to visit her precious creatures. It was the highlight of her day whenever she managed it. Last time they had led her to an old, dilapidated cottage, and she had spent a wonderful time poking around, imagining what it would be like with a little love and DIY. Comet and Snowfall's scathing comments had robbed some of the joy from it.
They weren't impressed. What did they say? I don't want to. What did they say?
She refused to look her friend in the eye.
They said I'm not a real Pegasus, so I should go join the other groundlings.
Rainbow Dash bristled at the offensive slang for ponies who couldn't fly.
I'll kill them! No, don't!
Fluttershy grabbed her before she could turn around and make good on her words.
No, don't. You'll get in trouble. It's fine. It is not fine. They insulted you and hurt you. I'll shove their heads up each other's butts so they can see what buttheads they really are. Rainbow. I'll tie their wings together and toss them off a cloud. Rainbow. I'll make those two punks regret ever picking on you. Rainbow!
Fluttershy was startled at the volume of her own voice. Evidently, Rainbow Dash was too. She stared until Fluttershy let go and sat back down amidst her own cut hair. It looked like dead worms on the floor.
It's not worth it. They're not worth it.
She tried a watery smile.
It's just hair. It'll grow back. And next time, I'll let it grow even longer. That's not the point. Where did this happen? In the hall. They were waiting for me to go to my locker when there were lots of other students around.
She recalled the thin strands of white and pink gum studded with brown seeds as she pulled away and realized she was still stuck to her locker door. Comet and Snowfall's laughter had echoed as she struggled to disentangle herself, getting covered in the horrible threads and growing steadily more embarrassed. By the time she flew off crying, risking punishment for the no flying in the halls rule, she had drawn quite a crowd of onlookers.
They thought it was funny. I will kill them!
Rainbow Dash's voice was a growl.
They need it! They've been getting too cocky lately. Please don't, Rainbow. I couldn't bear it if you got in trouble for fighting. You might be suspended or expelled. You'd certainly be cut from the sports team. You need a scholarship if you want to get a job with the weather team after graduation, remember?
That brought Rainbow Dash up short. Guilt and anger twisted up in her face.
But you can't just let them.
Fluttershy smiled. It wasn't much better than last time, but at least she could pull off that much. It was more than an hour ago.
I'll be fine. Like my mom said, soon enough we'll all have graduated from flight school and we'll never have to see each other again. Me and the police, I mean, not you and me. Unless, of course, you want me to never see you again once we graduate and I move down to Ponyville. Don't be dumb.
Rainbow Dash sighed.
We're friends, aren't we? I never abandon a friend and never will, whether you choose to live in Cloudsdale or Ponyville. And I totally still think there's a perfect job up here for you that we just haven't figured out yet. We're gonna stay friends. You mean that? Look, I know I've been busy with Gilda and everything lately, but we're still buds.
She shot out a foreleg and wrapped it around Fluttershy's narrow shoulders.
Get it? Got it. Good.
Rainbow Dash nodded empathetically.
Do you, want any help cleaning this up?
She gestured at the hair and scissors.
No thanks.
Fluttershy got up and shook back her head. Her neck felt cold, but inside she was warm. Rainbow Dash's words had buoyed her out of her tears. Maybe she wasn't the coolest, or fastest, or prettiest pony in Equestria, but she had a friend she could count on. How many ponies could say that and truly mean it?
But, would you like to go flying later? You want to go flying? You can show me the new tricks you've been working on. Seriously?
Rainbow Dash beamed.
You want to see me fly a double inside-out loop? Isn't that what you've been practicing with Gilda? No, it's something I invented on the way home from practicing. You can see me test it out. It'll be awesome!
Fluttershy smiled properly for the first time that day. Rainbow Dash's enthusiasm was infectious.
I'd love to.